Hi, ladies and gents. I thought I'd come online tonight and do a little recording, just kind of thoughts, and just to really say hello and have a little practice. And for those of you that already have intuition from me or taken part in the Zoom classes that I run, very often we'll have time in class and we'll be asking our guides and inspirers to speak, when I say speak, to blend with us, to share the sacred space that we create, and to allow our minds to be influenced. That's kind of the name of the game. What we're not doing is kind of getting dragged off into la la land and coming back to some sort of consciousness, a short while later, and having had our guides speak through us with no recollection whatsoever. Now, that is a possibility that you can be that type of medium whereby your consciousness is really not present to any great degree. But for the normal people among us, we're aware of what's said. We're aware of that blending process. We're aware of that connection of love. There's the big thing. What motivates us to do what we do? Quite simply, it should be love. It shouldn't be for fame or fortune. And I don't think there's going to be any a great deal of trance mediums out there that would have achieved fame and fortune, or certainly wouldn't have set out to achieve it. What we're doing is it's building that relationship, understanding, having a common love, common interest, which is, to allow spirit to inspire you. There's so many different cultures, there's so many different philosophies that are available to us. And how are we going to know who works with us? Quite simply, to a great degree, you're not going to know until you spend time with your team and, just spending that time blending with them and saying to them, come on, guys, let's work on our trance, let's work on our connection. And what you're kind of doing is, it's like getting one of those old TV sets and you're twiddling the buttons and you're trying to get the best possible signal so you've got a clear picture. In a roundabout way, that's what you're doing when you work with spirit. You're trying to tune in to this vibration to get a clearer picture of what it is they want to say, or to get a stronger connection, to do some healing, or to get the best connection possible, to do some, say, psychic art, or to do a one-to-one reading, or to sit for physical mediumship. Now, it isn't one size fits all. We cannot sit here and say that if you do, this method, this will help you to achieve, what your dreams are. Ultimately, there has to be a degree of potential for a particular aspect, I feel. But also, we can't overlook the importance of hard work, having the right mindset, having the right degree of dedication. We can't say that I want to be, the best medium I can be, but then not put some sort of work into it, then not commit effort and time and dedication, and, in order to improve your ability not only as the medium, but as, part of that process of connection with your spirit team. And then we can't overlook the importance of education. We do have to ask ourselves, how does this happen? How do I connect? How do I improve my understanding? And what can I do when I have that understanding? So for me personally, I love trance. I'm a relative newcomer to it. there's some wonderful mediums out there, there really are. And, it only takes a quick Google search to see there's some really fantastic mediumship out there that's inspirational. There's a lot of, the pioneers that are often spoken about, and it can be a great source of inspiration to us. But at the same time, we shouldn't compare ourselves to them and say that, I need to be like, let's say, Estelle Roberts. She had her, wonderful guide, Red Cloud. You speak through her, as her, trance control. Then you have, aspects of physical mediumship like, Leslie Flint, and there would have been many hundreds, literally hundreds of people, that spoke through him or through his mediumship, not through him as such. But certainly in the earlier days of his development, he was what you would understand as a trance medium. And then they developed physical phenomena, whereby he would have been, producing the independent direct voice. So literally, he was in this, state of consciousness whereby he was taking part in the conversation, and that didn't happen overnight. From what I remember reading the book, and it's a while since I've read it, that development, to some degrees, it was reluctant, but, what a phenomenal guy he was. I love, the aspects of physical mediumship, and we're sat in a seance room at the moment. And obviously COVID has, placed a great deal of restrictions, because it means I can't have people come to sit for me. So where does the development happen? Well, it happens in your own time. I've heard, had students, speak to me and say, I've been told that I can't develop my trance on my own because you need to have people observing you. And quite frankly, that's nonsense. It really is. Look, guys, for those of you, that are new to it and that you'll find in your way, your tutor is your spirit team. And the most important thing you can do to ensure that you develop in the right way, I feel, well, there are a number of things. Most importantly for me is to set my intent and to do everything with the right mindset, that what I'm aiming to do is to work with honesty, to work with integrity, to work, most importantly, with love. That's the reason I connect to, the spirit team that I work with. There's a lot of focus on the technical, the mechanics of how do I become a trance medium? How do I make a connection? And that's really important. It really is. But don't lose sight of the incredible spiritual connection you're making. This is work on, an aspect of your soul. This is sharing a sacred space with a discarnate entity, in effect, someone from the spirit world. But in the grand scheme of things, they're very much alive. And we have to pay respect and have the right mindset, I think, to those that work with us. A great deal of time is spent learning the mechanics, but let's learn that spiritual connection to, do things in the right way, with respect and with love. And I think it's an important aspect of our development. When you are connecting to your team, do so with love. Do so connecting to the power of love, not to the love of power. Connect to the power of love. And enjoy the experience. You don't have to flog yourself. You don't have to sit every day for 5 hours every day. Because your spirit friends will disown you if you don't work yourself to exhaustion. That's not the case. They want you to have a spiritual life, but also a physical life. To have time for your loved ones. So it's important to remember that also. Enjoy it. In the grand scheme of things, we are going to be in the spirit world for infinitely longer than we are in the physical world. So enjoy this experience. Try to make a positive difference. Think about why you're doing it. And look to help people in whatever way you can. Be kind, be respectful, be mindful of their feelings and their understanding, and just don't forget to keep the lines of communication open between you and your spirit team. So I want to stop talking. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have some time just blending. I'm going to ask my team to join me. Now, the process of connection is simple. It's mind to mind. It's a mental connection. It's not physical mediumship. You will maybe notice overshadowing. You will maybe notice vocal changes. You will maybe notice differences in the way that I speak. That's in the flow. There may be a felt change in the energy. And so even though you may be watching it obviously on the recording, you can experience the connection on an energetic level also. Now, not all of those things happen all the time. It depends on the strength of the connection and really where it's going. And it depends on the guide. I have a different feeling with all the guides that speak through me. Some of them I know. Some of them I only recognize through the energy that they bring, their presence. And others I recognize through their presence and by knowing them, because, as time has gone by, I've found out who they are. Now, it doesn't matter, it's nice to know. Personally, I'm nosy. I like to know. I like to know who works with me just because it's curiosity. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking now and let's just see where it goes. Who knows what they want to speak about this evening? Okay. So, before I started recording, I set my intent and I said a prayer. It's just the way I do it. So excuse me, the chair is a little bit creaky, but we'll just deal with it in the best way we can. So I will catch up with you guys again soon. Sorry, I can feel that energy around my head. Mm. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Okay. Now, thank you, my friends. Thank you for the opportunity to share the space this evening. Okay. Now, we spent many, many hours observing the connection between the people that share the sacred space with the boy as he teaches. And there is a common thread that runs through the mindset of the medium, and that is the worry, the concern of a performance, that there is a need to be a certain way. And my friends, the need to perform is only in your mind. We are looking for an opportunity to share the mind of our medium. We do not seek an entertainer. We do not seek to have a storyteller or a wise figurehead. What we seek is purely a voice. We are seeking to share our thoughts. And they can be quite simple thoughts that, we want you to be a more loving person, for example. It could be that we want you to cultivate a nature of kindness to those that you interact with on a daily basis. Or it could be something simple like, we just want to spend time with you, not to develop a speech, but to develop an understanding that we have an experience of coming together to understand the vibration that you are operating at. And it sounds very mechanical, we know. But of course, you are a vibration of energy. And it alters on a minute by minute, a hour by hour, and day by day basis. So our connection to you is one of building a trust, an understanding, to know how the mind is working within you at any particular time. Okay, my friends. And so you see, when the medium is able to allow us to transition between the guides that use him, we can quite simply just become another voice. What you may notice is the new voice, she is the medium. There is a presence of spirit within this experience. And we are able to command a greater depth of control with him. And this is the journey that we are on. We are seeking to get the best connection that we can. And he is seeking to understand who we are
Well, we are many. There is quite simply a phenomenal gathering of energies that wish to share maybe a moment or a day or many years. Now, some people that speak through him, those that speak through you, will be on a journey of understanding, and they will be looking to share many facets of their understanding with him. But as you will know, we are sometimes fleeting glimpses in his consciousness. He will maybe have his interest piqued at a specific connection, and it will be maybe only a few minutes, and then it will fade into the background. Now, what we are seeking to do is to demonstrate that through a connection, we can speak through many. Do not judge yourself on who speaks through you. Allow the presence of the Great Spirit to manifest His wisdom in whatever way is suited to you as a medium. Now, my friends, as we allow the medium to receive yet another spirit influence, notice the difference and feel the connection as it is made.
You see, what we are wishing to do is to demonstrate that the connection we make is one of love. It is one of a connection of a common thread of understanding. And the wisdom that comes with it is one of happiness. And we are sharing a philosophy of thought, a spiritual development. As this medium receives our energy, he is becoming the recipient of our vibration. And every cell within his body responds to the presence of our energy. But we are not one. We are many that speak together and yet singularly. And so as you allow the interaction of the greater presence within his consciousness, different thoughts, different feelings, different opinions will be shared within his consciousness. And this is the nature of what we do. Now, sometimes things will be said that will not be in agreement with his normal understanding or opinion. And sometimes we will agree with him, because what is happening is we are sharing an interest. We are sharing a philosophy of opinion. We are sharing a common thread that is, we believe in similar things. So there is going to be an aspect of us that is in agreement with him. Because would it not be strange if we were swimming in a different direction to the one that he wanted to go in? It would not make sense, my friend. You must judge the connection based on what is felt and what resonates with you. What you are not judging it on is whether he is saying and sharing an opinion that is what his belief is in his normal consciousness. The presence is felt. The presence is felt through the connection that is made through his consciousness. And you should be able to discern it by the feeling that comes with it.
Yeah. Now, as we share a meeting, we come with different understanding of matters. Now, I see things from a different point of view because I was brought up in a different culture, maybe to you. The way I see things is that your mind should be clear and pure. And you should dedicate part of your experience of life to cleansing yourself of anger, of hatred, of incompatibility with your fellow man. And we see a great deal of concern is given to what is right and what is wrong. But my friends, we must say to you, do you not realize that it is good to have different perspectives? And do you not realize that it is not wrong that your fellow man does not agree with you? There is a great deal of concern in your mind about whether you should be vaccinated. And you know, we really do not care what you do. It is not for us to recite your personal freedom of choice. And yet some of you are calling to us, Great Spirit, tell us what should we do? Should I inject myself or should I run away? Should I cry in pity and despair at the choices that I am faced with? And my friends, we say you make your choice and you live with it. If you do not feel that to place an injection within your body sits well with you, then do not do it, quite simply. But do not ask for us to decide. We see many people want to devote their sense of choice and responsibility to us when it is a decision that they cannot make for themselves. And yet, if I was to say to you, my friend, I want to take all freedom of choice from you, you would fight me with the greatest of anger. You would say, my friend, you cannot take my choice away from me. And yet you would freely give it to me when you feel that the decision is not yours. Maybe you think that we are wiser, and maybe we are. But we know that the freedom of choice that mankind has is his own. And we know that the choices that you make may concern you. They may cause you heartache. But my friends, is every day not a choice? Is every moment that you think, is every moment that you breathe, and is every moment that you interact with your fellow man and woman and child and beast, is it not always a choice that you make? Do not give that responsibility to us. For if the source of our power is not freedom, then what is it? You must have within you the fortitude to make a decision and to stick with it. You must make a decision and allow yourself to live with it. Do not ask us to make the decision for you. For you are nothing less than a puppet If this is the way that you want to live your life, make a decision and regret it. But at least you have made a decision. There are many who are forcibly told what to think. They do not have freedom of choice. Some, it is through the way that they were born, and their brains do not have the ability to understand the decision-making process, but the vast majority of you do. So you must use the freedom of choice that you have and use it wisely. And then you will say to me, but how do I know that it is the right decision to make? Search inside your heart, and your heart will tell you, my friends. Your heart is like a moral compass. It is the seat of your intuition, because you know instinctively how to react to a situation. The brain is a fool. The brain is a product of many years of clouded judgment, of opinions. The brain will tell you many stupid things, but your heart and your intuition, that brain that resides within your stomach, that will tell you the truth, because your survival depends upon it. At your most basic, my friends, you are an animal. And your need to survive predates any form of the spoken word. Speech is like a new toy. Throw it away, and what do you have? I tell you what, you have your intuition. You have your true nature. Now, I don't wish to lecture you. I wish to talk to you about things that make you feel happy. Do you know, my friends, however long you have upon the earth and the environment in which you reside, make the best of it. Understand that your time is finite. To experience the great joy of what it is to be a human being. What it is to become aware of the sunshine resting upon your face. What it is to be cold. What it is to bathe in clean water. What it is to gaze into the eyes of another soul. To look at an animal and to see its innocence. And to see the great privilege that you are experiencing life. You are experiencing the joy of a soul's growth. The biggest shame is that many of you do not even know you are alive. You are no more than a machine performing a function. You are waking, you are working, you are sleeping, and you are repeating. Are you really living? Are you really understanding the gift that you have? Are you searching into your heart and asking yourself the most fundamental questions? And that is, what is your purpose? Why are you here? And what will you do to enrich your life? How will you seek to make a difference to those around you? Now, the greatest mistake you can make is to not even try to live. Do not be a wrinkled skeleton laying on your bed of death, bemoaning the fact that you never lived. As you lay upon your bed of death, smile to yourself and say, I did a bloody good job. I lived the best life that I could. And I may have made mistakes, but I enjoyed making them while they happened. There are many who join us here, my friends, and arrive into their new home, and their heart is filled with regrets. It is filled with broken dreams and unfulfilled wishes. So fulfill your dreams. Make your wishes come true. Be a loving person. Understand the great gift and the privilege that you have to even have the power of breath flowing into your body while you are aware of the fact that you are breathing. Then you are privileged, my friends. Now, as we allow the medium to have more control over his faculties, we want to say to you, do not live with regrets. If you have made a mistake, do not be too proud to apologize. You will be helping the growth not only of the person's soul in which you converse, but you are assisting the growth of your own soul. Do not allow the burden of pride to weigh too heavily upon you. If you love people, tell them you do not realize the great power that your words hold. Many do not realize the regret that not saying them holds until it is too late. Now, my friends, walk in peace. Walk in peace, first of all, with yourself. Look into the mirror and love what you see. For one day there will be nothing but memories. Look into the mirror and be happy with what you see. For the skin will fade to dust. Now, do yourself a favor. Look for the the commonalities that are between you and your fellow man, and seek to build bridges, not walls. A wall will crumble one day, but maybe the bridge will be a much greater path to understanding. Now, if what you hear is not resonating with you, then don't listen. If what you hear resonates, then do something about it. Now, my friends, as we allow the medium to further return, we ask for you to hold love in your hearts. Be gentle with your words. Be generous with your love. And we will speak to you once more. May the power of the Great Spirit and all who walk with you rest gently within your heart. May you feel nothing but love, and may you accept your failings, and may you be accepting to those who have failed you. And we wish you farewell, my friends, and we bid you good night.
Excuse me. Okay. Right. So, look, the blending process is a relatively straightforward process. It's just about allowing your mind to just settle down. Don't put pressure on yourself. Just allow yourself to be, what's the word? I can't think straight. I can't even think of the word I'm looking for. Allow your team to blend with you. Just allow that process to unfold naturally. Don't put pressure on yourself. Excuse me. Be guided. Be guided by spirit. Don't be guided by opinion. Your team, those that work with you, whether you know who they are or not, they are the greatest gift that you will ever have. And I feel incredibly blessed. You know, when we blend with our spirit team, there's a sense of love, and you understand the real beauty, the real kind of gift that we have, to be sensitive. Not even to be sensitive, but to have that awareness. Everyone is sensitive, but not everyone wants to do anything with mediumship. It's not everyone's cup of tea. What we do, never lose sight of the privilege, of the responsibility, and of the great pleasure that it is to share time. Whether you never work on a platform, it doesn't matter. You're developing your mediumship in whatever way works for you. But do it with love. And I think on that note, I will end the recording. So, guys, I have got a new trance and altered states course starting in June the 6th. This is Sunday, and there are spaces available. So if you want to do something with your altered states and trance, now altered states can embrace. Altered states is about embracing that state of consciousness that means you can be building a stronger connection for whatever type of mediumship you want to work with. There are no limits and there are no exceptions. You will enter an altered state and you will do something with it. Whether you're going to be on the platform or doing one-to-one readings or trance philosophy or trance communication, i.e. trancing loved ones, or whether you're doing physical mediumship or healing or psychic arts, and the list goes on. Trance and altered states will help you. I've seen it through all of the students that have worked with me. And that understanding, that knowing is felt in the heart. It isn't just about being a mental process, although it's mental mediumship. This is about a loving presence is within you, in the sense of within your spiritual presence. Cultivate it, work on it, learn from it. If you're interested and you think that it's an aspect of mediumship that you want to work with, go to my Facebook page, Andrew Codling, Medium and Tutor. It's my mediumship website, andrewcodling.com. Feel free to have a look, send me a message, and if you want to chat about it, then feel free to. I'd love to hear from you. But I'm going to end it here. Have a great weekend, as it's now a Friday night, and I'll hopefully catch up with you guys soon. Take care now.